What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. And if this is your first time here, then I guess just welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be spoiling Locke and Key Season 1, Episode 5. So hopefully we're going to get some more keys, so let's just get right into it. I'm Mr. Hanson, and this is Spoiler Alert. This episode started us off with another key, but it wasn't just Bodhi finding it this time. Kinsey and Tyler both hear the whispers, and they track the key down inside of an old piano. This time, the key unlocks a music box. At first, it didn't seem to do anything, but then they realized it gives whoever opens the box the power to be a puppeteer and control anyone they want to just by speaking, so it is a very cool key. Despite Tyler's best attempts at keeping the key a secret, Kinsey is still fearless, and it leads to some bad decisions in this episode. First, she takes the music box to school, which really made Tyler angry. Next, she decides to use it against Eden, because Eden was being mean to Scott, and at first I agreed. Eden was a jerk to Scott, so a little payback could be fun. And it was, at first. Watching Eden fall in front of everyone, it was great. But Kinsey takes things too far when Gabe shows up and sees what they are doing, and she allows Gabe to have a turn at tormenting Eden. Scott wants no part of it, and he becomes very upset and leaves. Gabe and Kinsey just keep messing with Eden in front of the whole school. I was for sure not happy with Kinsey, and actually found myself siding with Scott this time. Kinsey walked home with Gabe, and they talked about how cool the key was, but when she gets home, she runs into a very upset Tyler, so Gabe thinks better of it and heads home. Kinsey and Tyler start arguing, and Tyler explains how Kinsey has no fear, so now he has to try extra hard to make sure that she doesn't do anything stupid. Kinsey tells Tyler that he needs to stop worrying about her and just stay away from her. The two are definitely at each other's throats, and I didn't like it at all. Scott and Kinsey did end up making up, and while the two were hanging out at Kinsey's house, Scott sees the picture of her father and friends, and he tells Kinsey about how the three had drowned after graduation years and years ago, so it would appear that Nina has not yet shared this information with the kids. Okay, so Kinsey was kind of making me mad this episode. I don't like the way she was doing Eden like that. I know Eden is kind of a jerk, and she was being really rude to Scott, and even though I don't like Scott, I don't really have any reason not to like him, but I just don't, so that was messed up, and she shouldn't have done that, but still, Kinsey shouldn't have took it over the top, and I don't know who this new guy Gabe is, but, you know, we knew that there was going to be some repercussions for her getting rid of her fear inside of her head, and we didn't really get to see too much of that. Last episode, we only saw the happy-go-lucky one. This time, we got to see a little bit of a darker Kinsey, and I didn't like it. I didn't care for it much, so hopefully it gets better from here. Let's check it out. Nina was having a very eventful day that would also have a terrible ending. Nina is called to Bodhi's school to pick him up because Bodhi is bringing weapons to school. He is trying to stay ready for Echo wherever he is. When the two return home, Nina hears someone in the house. She prepares to knock them out with the hammer, but it's Ellie. Ellie says she came to the house because Rufus had left his toys and she needed to get it. Nina notices a scar on Ellie's chest, and Ellie says she got it from a bike accident when she was a kid, but Nina is confused about this because Randall had the same scar in the same place, so she knows someone is lying. So she went to speak to Mr. Ridgway about it to see what he thought, but he didn't have any clue about any of this, so he was no help. Nina would later get a message from Mr. Ridgway saying that he found something that she should see. So Nina heads back to his house, but she finds Mr. Ridgway murdered in his own home. She calls 911 for help, and then she hears a noise, so she starts walking around the house to see if anyone's there, and we see Allie hiding underneath the porch that Nina is standing on. Okay, I think that that's official. Ellie is not on our side. She is a bad guy. At least that's what the show wants us to believe at this moment. What is she doing there with where Mr. Joe Richmond just died? and Allie's there hiding underneath the porch. I don't know. I mean, I do have another theory, but we will get into that after. But let's just go ahead and do this last part real quick, and then we'll get into that. Let's go. Tyler spent most of this episode with Jackie. Well, besides when he's fighting with Kinsey. But anyways, Tyler and Jackie continue to bond, and everything seems to be going really well for them right now. So hopefully things stay that way. When Tyler gets home from hanging out with Jackie, Kinsey tells Tyler about what Scott had said about the people in the picture that had died after graduation. They wouldn't have time though to talk it over because they start to hear another key. And this time, the Whisperers lead them outside and down to the Locke family graveyard. They see that the Whisperers are coming from a ceramic vase, so Kinsey smashes the vase and gets the key. Tyler notices that it probably goes into the tree with a glowing keyhole, so they stick the key in the tree and turn it. Jars start popping up out of the ground all over the graveyard, and they're all glowing different colors, and it looked super awesome. Kinsey picked one up and realized they are memories, and from the looks of it, they are Duncan's memories. She watches one of Duncan using a magic key to change his face into someone different. She goes to show Tyler, but Tyler looks disturbed as he's also watching a memory. Kinsey joins him, and they watch as their father brutally kills the 3 people that everyone had thought had drowned, and they have a hard time making sense of it all. Kinsey says that there's no way that this can be true and the memory must be distorted, but Tyler says that it doesn't look distorted to him and it all looks pretty clear, so we will have to wait to see what actually happened in a later episode. Okay, so for some reason, it seems like Kinsey missed a really key part right there when she's looking at the memories, you know, how they see their dad kill those people, and they're just like, oh my god, this can't be true, but they don't even think about the memory that Kinsey just saw where somebody stuck the key inside of their chin and then they turned into somebody else. So we don't know if that's actually Randall killing them, and that would have been the first thing I would have thought if I was Kinsey. Sure, Tyler didn't see it, so he doesn't know, but she could have been like, hey Tyler, check this out, you know, like, maybe something's going on here. And that's kind of what I was alluding to in our last review portion, is that maybe this isn't Allie. Maybe there's something else going on. You know, that key mark that they have right there in their chest, it's in the same spot where Mr. Chow stuck the key in, and where we assume that Sam is about to stick the key in. So maybe Sam is actually Lucas, and he stuck the key in there and then changed his whole body into Sam, and maybe somebody's doing that same thing with Allie. We don't know. We don't know. At this point, we don't know. And we are going to have to wait to find out. But, you know, it was nice seeing Tyler, you know, gaining some ground with Jackie, and them two finally got to kiss, you know. So Kinsey's not the only one getting action anymore. It seems to be a family thing. Whatever. So that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for coming by and checking it out. And I hope that you'll join us on the next one. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like the video too if you want to. Let's try to get 5 likes on this video. Just like always, we're always aiming for 5 likes. So if we could do that, that would be awesome. All right. Lock and Key Season 1, Episode 5. You've officially been spoiled. So till next time, peace.